So I just realized that not getting gas before getting on the highway was the stupidest thing I could have done.
A classic China here. They will not give me gas at that gas station, so... So, good morning from Chaka village here. It's around 12 o'clock and we're getting ready to pack up the stuff and pack it onto the bike and then begin our nearly 500 kilometer journey to the city of Golmud. I decided to go there because the city. So basically, I'm going to have to go south to go north because there's a city called Qinghai, which foreigners are not allowed to go to. So I'm basically going to have to do a big loop around that whole area. So that's going to involve driving 500 kilometers to Golmud and then start to go north from there.
Today is also going to be our longest day on the motorcycle yet. I think up until now, the most I have done in one day is around 350 kilometers. So we'll be breaking that record today. While we're looking for the ramp to get on the highway, you can see all these trucks queuing up here to fill up with water. Most of them have long journeys through the desert ahead of them, much like us for that matter. Many of these trucks will be going into Tibet to places like Lhasa or Nagchu, or maybe even further into Xinjiang to places like Kashgar.
Oh yeah, what a mess this is.
Let's try not to get squashed here. So my plan is, and well yes, believe it or not, I do have a plan, and it is to first get on the highway and then to gas up at the first rest stop as we are already running kind of late. Yesterday getting stuck multiple times and then finally having to drag the bike out of Chaka Salt Lake really tired me out. So, as it turns out, that was actually the wrong way, as that highway goes towards Qinghai, the exact direction that we aren't allowed to go in. So off to a wonderful start here. Anyways, now we're back off the highway and heading to the correct ramp that goes towards Golmud, or Golmud. So I just realized that not getting gas before getting on the highway was the stupidest thing I could have done, as now the navigator is telling me that the next rest stop is 120 kilometers away. That means that there is a very high chance that we won't have enough gas to make it there. And to make things worse, that rest stop that is 120 kilometers away is also the next exit to get off the highway, or turn around. So basically, I can't get gas, turn around, or get off the highway for another 120 kilometers. Normally on a full tank of gas, I should be able to go around 300 kilometers, but I haven't gassed up since yesterday in Jiangxi Go, so this should be interesting to say the least. I thought now would be a perfect time to talk about Golmud, even though there is a high chance we will run out of gas before we reach the next rest stop. But, ladies and gentlemen, I digress. So, Golmud. You can't talk about Golmud without talking about the Qaidam Basin, or Qaidam Basin in Chinese. The Qaidam Basin stretches from the Kunlun Mountains in the south to the Altan and Qilian Mountains to the north and east, respectively. It gets its name from the Tibetan word Qaidam, meaning salt marsh. And that's basically what it is, a salt marsh and a desert. Not only does it get a mere 1 inch of rain per year, but any water that does exist drains into one of the many salt lakes in the region. This renders it to be one of the driest places on Earth. In fact, because the overall conditions are said to be similar to that of Mars, many Mars-related simulations and research activities are often conducted out here. Right there is our rest stop exit. Never in my life have I been happier to see a highway exit sign. If you were wondering why I was driving under 80 the whole way, well that's because I was trying to keep my fuel consumption down so that we could actually make it to this gas station coming up here.
Looks like the gas station is up there. A classic China here. They will not give me gas at that gas station, so... But they said that there's one under this highway here to the right. But I have no idea where the hell that is. It looks like we have to go through here to get gas. The whole thing is ridiculous. Here we go, this is going to be fun. 有没有人呢？身份证拿进来。9295。95加满。手机号。15。身份证原件。我有护照。
身份必须要原件，因为要
啊，
扫。
护照我可以给你看，但它全是英文的，都一样的。
不是，你把身份证原件。
我不是中国人，我怎么可能有身份证？
哦，护照是吧？
对。
那我以为是你是中国人。那护照给我原件，我还要拍照发到派出所群里。
管得这么严呢？
嗯。
为什么？
我也不知道。你记一下。
要不你给我，我帮你写。
也行，我记得我上一次他们照的有个是这样子的护照，但是他有身份证号那些的。
你护照号吗？这个是护照号，我都是加油，都是登记这个号码的。
你给我写一下吧，姓名。
这个是吧？
嗯。
今年7月6号。
对。
时间
不管了。
啊，不管了。名字。
姓名。
就写我中文名吧。
对，中文名。
这个是护照号码。我在下面写，地址写不完，好不好？
也行。好。
And there we go. That's what's involved in getting some gas in your motorcycle here. So, finally gassed up here and going to take a little break because the next service station is 60 miles away. So I want to make sure I replenish some fluids here and get a little bit of food to eat. 那个泡面，我要是你帮我加还是我自己加？你自己。就用那个水是吧？对。I tell you what, just now I was very worried that I was going to run out of gas because not only was it over 100 kilometers from where I got on the highway to this gas station here, but there was not one single turn-off point. There was no place to turn around. So for a little bit I contemplated there driving on the shoulder in the opposite direction, but that's obviously also very dangerous and not a good idea. Anyways, thank God we made it here, and I'm going to take a little break and have a little bit of instant noodle here. There we go, this is lunch.
So now that we've got our gas, we can talk about the city of Golmud. Golmud is the intersecting point of two of the major highways in the region. The first one, which we are currently on, and that runs from Lanzhou all the way to Golmud. And the second one that runs from western Gansu through Golmud all the way to Lhasa, the capital of Tibet. The name Golmud comes from its Mongolian name, which means many rivers. And it is the third largest city on the Tibetan plateau after Xining and Lhasa. The city's history spans a mere 44 years, with it only being recognized as a city in June of 1980. However, since then, it has become the main exploiter in terms of mineral resources in the Qaidam Basin. The main resource being the abundant salt deposits, with coal and oil not so far behind. In fact, China's largest reserves of lithium, sylvite, magnesium salts, and sodium salt all call Golmud home. Hopefully we'll get to see a bit more of that tomorrow as we begin to head north through mining country. Aside from its resource exploiting endeavors, the city also acts as the main transport hub for the Qaidam Basin and greater Western China as a whole, for that matter.
Let's see if this process is any easier. I highly doubt it, but let's see. At least she had a nice attitude. 你拿过来那个本儿吧，我帮你登记。
身份证我得刷一下。
护照。
只有护照。
对，因为我不是中国人呢。
哦，看一下。
那个加满95，我不知道要加多少。
先让他加满再说吧。
好。
洗完就回去了。
对啊。So now that we've got our gas, I thought I would show you guys this little gas station bathroom situation over here. So this is supposedly an emergency bathroom, and I think it has never been cleaned. So, absolutely disgusting. But anyways, enough of our bathroom break there. Time to get back on the road. We still have another 150 kilometers or so to go before we reach Golmud, and I definitely want to get there before nightfall.
Getting back on the highway here, I'm really starting to feel the aches and pains in my shoulders and back now from this backpack. I give it an F for ergonomics, but I'm pretty much just driving in a straight line now and will be for the next 100 kilometers. So with the occasional position switch, I should be okay. While looking out across this monotonous barren desert, I just can't stop thinking what it must have been like to be a frontier worker assigned to come out here in the late 1950s to start building the Qinghai Tibetan railway line. Tough, to say the least. Anyways, my camera is going to die here very soon, so I'll update you guys once we make it to Golmud.
So, finally checked into the accommodation here in Golmud, and very exhausted after this 400 plus kilometer drive today, but we made it here, so now I'm going to go out and get a bit of food.
We are heading to a highly recommended Muslim restaurant on the other side of the city for dinner. The restaurant is a Hui restaurant and run by the Hui people, one of the biggest Muslim minorities in China. I'm quite excited as I really like their food. It's very bread and meat based, good after a long day of riding.
对，跟着他是吧？Hello, salam alaikum. 对。So our first course tonight, we have a bit of the local yogurt they've made. 这个包子也是蘸这个料。
你也可以蘸那个吃。
哦，好，谢谢。So there we go. We've got a little bit of the local lamb meat here, and then we've got some of our trusty baozi. So these are filled with like beef and cabbage. Very good. So I think we had very good luck here being able to check into Golmud, this city, because I had read that this city was off limits to foreigners, that it was like a closed city that foreigners were not allowed to come to or to stay in. But luckily that is not the case. Otherwise it would mean that I would have to be either messing around at the police department, having them sort something out for me, or having to potentially drive to another city where foreigners are accepted. So I would say overall today our luck was on our side, right? First of all, we didn't run out of gas on the first stretch of the highway journey, and and now we're able to stay the night in this city. So positive in my book. Catch you guys in the next one.